You can just take things as they come, and you're not really going to think about any like consequences, like in the sense of like, what's this person going to think of me now? But because just so far out of my comfort zone, surrounded by potential panic attacks, if you want to say, it was a big lesson for me. And one of the things that definitely stood out to me from the 16 hours or whatever it was, I think it was 14 hours or something, I was like out. So you can call it a 14-hour exposure. So one of the things I learned is I am too in my head. Like, as I'm having conversations with people, like in a car, outside, it's all small talks and surface level talks. Like, I'll ask a few questions, they ask me a few questions, and I can't really break character, but I'm not in a character, if that makes sense. So I want to say things like, right, stop joking, really, was it like this? Not exactly that, but more in the sense of, just being more fluid, more relaxed and natural. I was more uptight, and it's something I've been working, to get rid of for the past few months. So definitely the only thing that can get at that, I think, is like more exposures and just going to more events and being out there socially, regardless of how I'm feeling. After the wedding, we went to another restaurant. So in there, it was sort of packed as well. It wasn't too big of a place. So we sat down in a restaurant, and there was a few girls as well. So as you know, with me, when it comes to girls, I always used to try to be the guy that impresses them. Try to cool, this is that. But now it's like my guard is a bit down. I couldn't care less how the girls are doing. It's not like I'm gonna pursue them. My mindset wasn't that yesterday. But as I was eating, like, I picked something light off the menu, and bear in mind, in the wedding I couldn't eat as well. So I literally had like 3-4 spoonful of rice and a little bit of meat and a little bit of salad here and there. So I was starving. I had no breakfast. I haven't ate for 7 hours, and that was the first meal I had. It was in that venue, and I couldn't eat. And I didn't put it all onto myself, as in blame myself. Like, you should be doing more, you should be eating more, you should feel this. Like, I accepted it for the fact that this is definitely because of my current environment and how things are when you do something new, basically. So I was just going light on my system, even though I was like starving inside. And the starving itself, feeds off, the anxiety feeds off the starving, and it's just a cycle. So I understand I do need to eat, and it will take me, even more bravery and gut to literally just go out and just, sort of like pig out and just eat as much as I can. While as I was reaching out for the cup as well, my hands were like, and I was sure like a few people on the table realized as well. But I was like, so what? With every hand movement, I was like, so what? So I can just keep myself moving. But it is what it is. Alhamdulillah. And then in a restaurant, anyways, there was a few girls here and there, and I was eating sort of a samosa, and then the sambusa was like nice. But I was starving, but I was having like those sort of nice bites, acceptable bites in society where you're eating outside. So I couldn't really like eat the way I'd want to eat when I'm hungry, and I couldn't exactly order the best thing off the menu. It's actually a nice restaurant which I've seen online, but another time hopefully. But I think this will go away definitely if I'm able to build the strength to just go through life with this, and it will slowly reduce itself when I actually normalize all the hardships, like everything I felt yesterday. If I actually went ahead and lived life, like, so what? Like, if I stood in the middle of the venue and I was talking to people and I was like, things like that, like, if I was just brave enough, and I need to build that bravery. So hopefully within the next few months or something, I need to build that bravery, and then once I can get used to doing that, and that's fine, no one's gonna say nothing to me, then I think then literally recovery lies right after that. So after the restaurant, we went back and we were just walking around London for a bit. Went to the mosque, prayed, and then I went to a shisha lounge, and I was just watching the boxing fight. So there was a fight night yesterday, so we literally just went to watch the boxing game there. And in there it was like quite a lot as well. Several girls everywhere, flooded. And of course I had to not keep my guard, but At this time, I was already like 6 hours into my exposure, 6, 7 hours, and I was getting weaker from the hunger and from the mask. But it wasn't a mask that I put on like purposely, but it's more of like, right, so my exposure's gone past the normal window. Naturally, my body will put on a more mask, and just to feel like, now my stamina, social stamina, is out of the the equation now. So my body's just guarding itself even more. But I went with it, and then after that, I went to a dessert parlor with the guys, and this was late night, 10 hours, 10, 11 hours into the exposure, and I was surprised, alhamdulillah. But thanks to Allah, I kept going, and I was feeling it very intense in the dessert parlor because as I was sitting there, it's quite bright in there. So I'm sat right at the back, and there's a few of my friends sat right in front of me, and I could actually see the whole restaurant. People were looking at me, and my friends were, of course, looking at me as well, but not purposely. It's not like people are sat there, just observing me, but that's exactly what it feels like. And I was very cautious of even the way I look and turn my head. But I was just trying to play off cool. I just wish I can just drop the act and just, how my friends were getting on, just like casual conversations. People are just at ease, having their food. And it's just those things I wish like I could, just be a part of. I was there, but mentally I was struggling. And it was something, but I made it out again, alhamdulillah. And after that, it was a car journey back. And in the car journey, I got to feel just a little bit more ease as I was heading towards home. Like long day, a very, very big day ticked off my, my exposure list and stuff. And I haven't been to a wedding for around a year. So yesterday was the first time. Especially more important because the last wedding I went to a year ago, I had to take around 6 diazepams, propranolol, mirtazapine. So I was completely like medicated. And I had more weight on me as well that time, last wedding. It was actually at the same venue. But I definitely need to see this as a win, which I do, and I'll just keep the positivity going. And hopefully there will be more exposure coming within the next few days or weeks or something. And I hope it's to that scale or even more so, just as I can, train my social stamina, exposure, mentality and so forth. But anyways, it was something, and it was something very significant, so I won't make it out like it's just something like, like a normal exposure. Usually I go to McDonald's and I just sit there literally just looking around and stuff, and that's just intense for me already. So coming from all the way, starting from McDonald's, going to town, sitting at the cafe, vlogging literally in this park. So doing those things are like light exposure, but slowly I'll be able to venture out more and hopefully make friends on the way as well. But anyways, without any further ado, YouTube won't let me upload this video if I don't cut it right here. So yeah, I'm back right here. So I'll be doing another YouTube vlog with an interesting topic, hopefully. And yeah, the anxiety is still within me, but I'm gonna live with it, and I'll catch you guys on the next part. But anyways, take care, guys.